allowing life to be neutral, allowing there not to be a negative or positive weight to every single thing that you do, think, or say is a great way to take off the mental, physical weight that you're carrying every single day. I have had some questions in my DMs about body confidence and seeing me share about my pregnancy, seeing me like belly out. They wanted to know, how have you stayed confident in your body throughout your pregnancy? And I thought about this for a long time because I shared with my pregnancy journey, like I struggled for a bit. When I first was having my body change, it was re-triggering a lot of the body dysmorphia, a lot of the self-confidence issues I used to have with my body. I had thought, oh, we'd work through this. Instead of just answering that question about how did I work through it, because everyone's journey is different, I will give you some of that, but I really want to help you no matter where you're at on your journey. I want to help you create body confidence at any size, at any chapter. Whether you are 89 listening to this episode, like my papa, or you are in your 20s, still trying to figure out life. Aren't we all? This episode is going to be helpful for you because we're going to help you identify where you're at on your journey, because I think that's really important. I don't want you to jump steps and think that you have to be unshakable in your confidence right now when maybe you're struggling to even look at yourself in the mirror. I've been there, so you're not alone. Coming from someone who has been in the health and fitness industry for over a decade, and I've worked with all different types of clients, sizes, shapes, ages. Literally, I've worked with so many different people. I have been such a different person. Like my body has been smaller than it is now. And when I would share about my self-love journey, I usually say I've been bigger than I am now. But actually in this current moment, I have not been bigger than I am now, because at this point, I'm the biggest I've ever been at 30 plus weeks pregnant, over 200 pounds. And just a reminder when I'm giving you that number, weight is just a number. Okay. I don't want it to trigger you. And if it is, actually can be helpful to figure out where you're at on your self-love journey. So if anything I say triggers you today, it is not in any way a way that I want you to feel bad. I want you to go through this episode with a level of self-awareness of, okay, where am I at right now on my personal self-confidence, self-love journey? And what do I need to do? What is my next step? When someone asked me about my confidence in my skin with pregnancy, I had to reevaluate that because at this new chapter, I wasn't where I was on the scale before. In your mind, you think you backpedaled, but I spiraled back around to a new space that I've been before. And I'm like, okay, this is new. Let's work through it. We've worked through this before. We're going to work through it again. I'm going to give you this visual of the scale of where you're at on the body confidence scale. I created this scale because when I was in the fitness industry, like fully in that space, I always felt like I was in the wrong. And if I wasn't working towards trying to be in a smaller body, then what are you doing? What are your goals? That's wrong. But then also when I was in the body positivity, body neutrality community, I also felt wrong if I was trying to make changes. And they were continuing to put weight on the size of your body either way, on either side of those spectrums. And so my goal with this scale is to help you see like, hey, it's okay wherever you're at, but you don't have to stay in that space. Like, yes, I would love for you to find body neutrality. We're going to get to the scale in a second. I would love for you to find body neutrality, but I also don't want you to stay there. I don't want you to stay disconnected from your body, because your body is still going to be with you every single day for the rest of your life here on earth. So let's work past just body neutrality, but it's okay to get there too. A lot of the body neutral, body positivity community will stop at body neutrality and not help people through that. I want you to feel body confidence. I want you to feel body positive. I want you to feel unshakable in your body, no matter where you're at, no matter what size you are. So let's talk through the scale, and then I'm going to give you kind of an idea about where you're at, and then we're going to give you some steps on what to do. So let's talk through each one first, and then we will go into like, okay, this is where I think I am. These are some steps I can take. So all the way on the left side of the scale, body hatred. So this sounds really, really harsh, but if you have been hating on yourself and your body, if you find yourself really, really negative, like every time you see yourself in the mirror, you're spiraling and putting yourself down. You're feeling worthless. You're putting yourself down, and it feels almost out of your control. As soon as you see a scale, as soon as you think about putting food in your mouth, as soon as you skip your workout, as soon as you see someone else who's a different size than you, you're putting that back on yourself. You're being very negative and hateful towards yourself and your body. First, I want to tell you, you're not alone in this, okay? I want you to get support. If you resonate with this, absolutely getting professional support. Ask for help. Talk to your doctors, but highly recommend a counselor, a psychologist, a therapist, because they're the ones that are qualified to help you. And they're not just going to gaslight you. Sometimes even if you are in a smaller body, again, I've worked with so many different clients. I work with a lot of clients who are in a smaller body, and so maybe they're more like size acceptable in society, but they still are so mean to themselves. They still really hate on themselves, but they get gaslit when they try and share their experience, when they try and share, like, I don't feel good in my skin. I feel really negative towards myself. I hate myself. And it's not helpful for someone to just say, oh, you're perfect the way you are. Like, either way, that's not going to be the most helpful when someone's on that level of self-hatred towards themselves, or dislike if you're not at the hatred level, but you are finding that it's automatic dislike and negativity towards your body, towards yourself. Psychologytoday.com is where I would recommend looking for a therapist. I used to talk about BetterHelp, and I did that online therapy. I'm not as big of a fan anymore, so I don't actually recommend BetterHelp. But with Psychology Today, you can look what's within your healthcare, what's within your health insurance if you have it. You can look at people that pay outside of health insurance. You can look for different backgrounds. You can look for psychologists that are in the LGBTQIA community. If you are looking for someone more religious, you can look for that. You can choose your preference as far as just the age, the style. I don't know. It's just nice. It definitely made the process, because it's very intimidating when you're looking for support, a therapist, a psychologist, whatever. Getting your referral is definitely crucial from your provider. But I talked to my husband about this, because when he does give a referral for his patients, it doesn't necessarily help them find the right fit. And it's just really important. And someone who doesn't deal with anxiety, depression, negative self-talk can maybe not understand that every therapist is different and you need to click with your person. So Psychology Today is someone where I would recommend looking through different therapists. When I was at my lowest, I had the energy to at least pull up Psychology Today and try and find someone. I ended up finding like such a great fit, and I knew I wanted to do in person. And it was just really, really nice to have that experience, because it can be really daunting when you're trying to look for help. Let other people know that you're looking for support and for help too, so that other people can check in. I had an accountability buddy when I was looking for a therapist to make sure that I was looking. It was my brother. Me and my older brother were like, okay, we're gonna both find therapy today. We're gonna support each other. But if you're on that level, it's okay. Don't be down on yourself if I go through this entire scale of where you're at on your self-love journey and you're still on that side of things. It's okay. I've been there. It's okay. The next, so we're on with body hatred. That's like all the way on the left side of the scale, the spectrum, I guess I should say. Body negativity would be the next one. So body negativity, if you're in this place on the scale when it comes to your self-acceptance, if you are still in like the negative self-talk cycle and body negativity, you're easily triggered. It's easy for you to spiral. So if you find yourself, you're in the closet looking for something to wear, those jeans don't fit you anymore, and then you start to like beat up on yourself about it and you start to be negative towards your body. Maybe it's not an everyday occurrence. Maybe it's not constant, like you're able to distract yourself, but your mind is still wired towards the negative thought cycle. Those automatic negative thoughts or ants come up a lot. I talk about this a lot in other episodes, so definitely go listen to more. But if you are in that space, what can we do if we're easily spiraling? Well, self-awareness is going to be key. So starting to be more aware of how you're speaking about yourself, how you're speaking about your body, and working to rewire your mind. And I don't mean to just be immediately positive and toxic positivity. Just be like, if you say like, oh, I don't know. I hate my stomach. I hate my thighs. I hate this or whatever. If you find yourself saying that, you don't immediately have to be like, no, you love your thighs. You love this, because that's not true at this point. And if it's not true for you at this point, then you saying that is not going to be helpful. It's going to make you feel like you're faking. And so the self-awareness, just be aware of when is that coming up? What situations is it coming up when you're thinking about, putting yourself out there with dating? Is it coming when you're having to go into a public event, a public setting? Is it coming up a lot when you're around family? Like there's just so many instances. So the self-awareness is key there. And then focusing on self-love, at least where you're at this point. If you're still in that body negativity, what do you still love about yourself? The goal here is to find self-worth outside of your body, because saying something like, my body does not define my worth, because you are at the point where you've still, and I've been here, where you've connected so closely your self-worth to your size that it is really hard for you to break up with that mindset. You've been told that, you've been taught that for so long that it's ingrained in your brain. And so we might need to, at this point, break up with scales and break up with the mirror. So that means getting your scale out of here. I've literally at this point on my cycle, I remember literally taking a sledgehammer to a scale, and it was one of the most liberating things to ever happen in college. And also mirrors. I started teaching fitness classes, and we would have certain weeks where we would cover up all the mirrors. And it was just a really cool way to recognize like, hey, I'm not doing this for the outside. I'm doing it for the inside first and foremost. And so that's a really, really powerful place to be when you're on that level of body confidence, is breaking up that negative thought spiral. And so if you are in the body negativity where you like err on the side of that in the negative thought spiral when you're talking to yourself, it's okay to recognize it. It's okay to be there. So the self-awareness is going to be a helpful thing. Self-awareness without a side of guilt, I will say, because I know when I was stuck in the thought spiral, I came to a level of self-awareness knowing like, hey, I shouldn't be talking negatively about myself. I shouldn't be saying those things that are so mean. But then because I was aware of it, I was being mean to myself and beating up on myself for being negative. And that's not helpful either. So instead, recognizing, hey, it's okay. It's coming up. Just making a little mental note. Hey, this is coming up. This is when it's coming up and triggering me. And I'm not going to put a positive or a negative spin on it. I'm just going to say it is what it is. This is what's coming up for me today. And taking off that level of judgment on yourself is a really, really healing process in this skill of being able to feel good in your skin at any size. So we talked about hating on yourself. So body hatred, body negativity, or like that negative thought spiral. In the middle, we have body neutrality, being body neutral. A lot of the people in the body positivity community really started to talk about body neutrality. And I do believe that this is a part of your self-love and confidence journey. I think that getting to a point of being more neutral about life can be helpful, because as humans, we are taught from a very young age that things are black and white. This is either a cat or it's a dog. And it's like our brains are wired to categorize things and put them in a box, and then it is what it is. This is either black or white. This is either a good food or a bad food. This is either a good thought or a bad thought. And so allowing life to be neutral, allowing there not to be a negative or positive weight to every single thing that you do, think, or say is a great way to take off the mental, physical weight that you're carrying every single day with our thoughts, with our mindset, with our situation. And so getting to this point of body neutrality, recognizing that life is so much more than my body. And that helps you release the weight of what society has told you for so long, that your self-worth is wrapped up in your size. And this shift is really powerful. And so if you can start to focus at this body neutrality point in the scale of focusing on all your body does for you, focusing on the gratitude for your body showing up for you unconditionally, even on the days where maybe you were so mean to it. Maybe you spoke really negative, and it was years and years of this. And so starting to feel grateful, like, thank you, body, for still showing up for me, even on the days where I didn't treat you right. I didn't nourish you. I didn't take care of you. And what you're going to do at this point is focus on self-care and nourishment for your body. Ask yourself things like, how can I show up for myself today? On those lower confident days or days where you're triggered, you can be like, hey, it's okay. I'm feeling this way today, and it's okay. That's a good way to keep it from spiraling towards a negative feeling, to where you're like, hey, I'm not feeling great in my skin right now. It's like a somewhat negative thought. I'm not feeling good in my skin right now. I feel like shit. And that's okay. Do you hear that? It kind of brings you back to that neutral point of like, hey, it's okay to feel like that some days. Everybody has those days. If you don't get that reference, then it's aging me, but that's okay. This is huge. Getting to this point is huge. If you have gotten to the point of body neutrality, that is beautiful. I'm so proud of you. But it doesn't need to end there. You don't have to fully disconnect from your body in order to be healed, in order to find confidence. You don't have to be like, okay, well, I'm just not going to care about what I dress, how I dress, what I look like. I'm not going to care about mirrors. I'm just never going to step on a scale again. I don't care. I'm going to eat whatever I want. I'm going to do whatever I want. Like, there's a period and a time for that, but it doesn't need to end there, because honestly, your size is still controlling you at that point, because you're not allowing yourself to get into your body, because there's a fear that if you come back into your body, what if you don't like what you see? I remember that feeling. It's scary. But I promise you, once you get to that point, you start to see your body is so strong and so powerful, regardless of what it looks like physically, regardless of the size. You recognize my body is going to fluctuate. The scale is going to fluctuate. I'm going to wrinkle. I'm going to age. If I have the privilege of aging in this world and growing older, it's going to happen. And I don't need to fear it. Instead, I can learn to love it. Love it. So that's how we break out of body neutrality into that next step. Okay, we talked about body neutrality. That's like the middle of that scale when we're talking about the self-love and acceptance within ourselves. The next step is that body confident. People come to me and they're like, I want to feel good in my skin. I want to feel confident in my skin. And a lot of times they first come to me. This is when they first come to me. They haven't listened to much of what I have to say. And they're like, I want to feel confident in my skin. I need to lose 20 pounds. I want to feel confident in my skin. I need to look like this. I want to look like this again. I want to be this size again. I want to wear these size jeans or whatever. Again, if this is triggering you, just take a mental note that this is still something that's triggering for you. But it's okay. With body confident, if you don't have a vision of what that confidence is, it's going to be really hard for you to become her, to feel that confidence, because right now, maybe you went decades seeking confidence and thinking, like tying that self-confidence, that body confidence to a number on the scale. You had a number in your head for years and years and years that you were like, that's the number. I'm going to be confident then. I'm going to tell you personal experience. It's not the case. Not the case. Your size is not dependent on your confidence. I've worked with so many different women, so many different people, and I know that for a fact. There are people smaller than you that are less confident than you. There are people bigger than you that are more confident than you, and vice versa. The size is not the answer there. So what is it? Well, it's your vision behind your confidence. When you think of your most confident self, what does she look like? I did a whole episode on this. What does she look like? And then how can I show up to be that girl today? It goes beyond just what does it look like, but think about like, what are they doing? What are the small changes in mindset, your environment, your style, even your personal style? I talk about Erica Taylor, my personal stylist / BCB alum. And, the idea of what you wear can help you show up more confidently in your skin. Now, I'm still all about Adam Sandler strolls where I'm showing up in baggy clothes and whatever feels good for me. And I can still tap into that confidence in that space. But when you think of your most confident self and when you are showing up, it can be really helpful for you to maybe, whatever it is for you, put on for me, it's like eyeliner and mascara, man. I love it. I don't need to wear anything else, but if I have that on, I just feel more in touch with like my most confident self. Maybe it's wearing your hair a certain way. Maybe it's using a specific perfume. putting on high heels. I know one of my clients, it was like putting on lipstick with lip gloss and like going into a meeting. Like that really helped her hone in that confidence. Maybe it's a specific outfit or just leveling up whatever that style is. And that can be a part of it. Your environment when it comes to your space, when you look around your space, is it an environment that looks like, okay, yeah, a really confident person lives here, or a really messy, stressed out, overwhelmed, burnt out person lives here? Which one is it? I've been there. I've been on both levels, and it fluctuates. So check in with yourself. What routines are you doing? Your most confident self, what are those routines? What is that self-talk like? How are you speaking to yourself when you're super confident? Here at this point, you can incorporate body affirmations with things that you are doing in your routine. So, I talked about earlier on with body neutrality and the body negativity, to find affirmations and find things you love about yourself outside of your body. This is a really good time for you to tap back into your body. What are things that you do love about your body? And it can be physical attributes. Not only can it, but it should. Some of them, not all of them. And that can be a really good way for you to tune back in with your body. Incorporating with what you love about yourself, with what you love about your body. Even if it's not everything yet, that's okay. You're starting to tap into it again, and that's going to help you start to tap into your body again. So this level on the spectrum, on the scale, I absolutely help support women in this. This is where the foundations of Body Confident Blueprint were created. The course that I have, my signature coaching course program, Body Confident Blueprint, it takes all the parts beforehand and gets you to this point of body confidence. It's huge. It's where I want you to be. But we're not going to end there. The next part of this scale is unshakable. You become unshakable. You have unshakable confidence. What do you mean by that, J.Go? Does that mean that you're waking up confident every single day, 100% confident in your skin? Hear me out. The confident people that you look up to are not that person 100% of the day, 24/7. Every single day, every moment. It's just not the case. Remember the black and white that we get stuck into? You think you're either confident or not confident? No. Unshakable confidence is recognizing that you do not have to be perfect to have unconditional love and confidence. It's a huge step in taking off the pressure society has placed on you to always be perfect. You are at the point of unshakable confidence where the not so confident days don't rock you to the bottom, like that negative thought loop. Instead, you have a sense of self-awareness and love for yourself that you allow the ebb and flow of confidence within. On your lower energy days, you show up for that version of yourself unconditionally so that the next time, the next day, you can feel a little brighter. It keeps you from going months on end, spiraling and putting yourself down, and instead allows there to be ebb and flow with your confidence. This is unconditional self-love and will allow you to feel confident in all chapters of your life, no matter what size you are, no matter what you see in the mirror that day. That is how you create body confidence at any size. It goes beyond just your body too. How do I know this to be true? I just gave you this crazy scale, all these things. Well, first of all, I'm living proof, baby. At my smallest, I was actually my least healthy mentally or physically, and at my lowest self-confidence wise. And this fact reminds me that confidence has nothing to do with size. And I took this reminder that I used throughout my journey and the foundations that I teach in the Body Confident Blueprint. And as I grew in this pregnancy physically, so did my confidence. The triggers that used to cause me to spiral instead became challenges to make me stronger and love my body even more. I was able to love my body for all it's capable of doing. And the truth is, people asked about how have you been able to feel confident as your body's changing through pregnancy? Like, how do you know what to wear? I have done the healing and connected with my body so much so that I recognize that it's okay if my body's not the same after birthing this baby. It's okay. My body is beautiful, strong, powerful, and so is yours. Your body deserves love at every size. If you resonated with any of that I just shared on the spectrum of your body confidence, and you want some help getting to this point of being unshakable in your confidence, I'm your girl. As your life and confidence coach, I take you through what I just spoke on earlier with identifying where you're at in your journey and what do you need at this point. You're not going to be stuck there. You're going to go beyond, but I want to get you started to what you need at this point. And everyone is different. Everyone's at a different place in their journey. And when it comes to your confidence, it doesn't just stop with your body. We are gaining confidence in our career, our relationships, and our abilities to make our dreams a reality. Confidence is the key to tapping into your highest self and feeling your best. Every area of your life. So I would love to challenge you to identify where you're at and share it with someone. I would love for you to share this episode with someone and get outside your comfort zone by reaching out to me. If you're looking to kind of just get an idea of where you're at and you should have a couple questions, feel free to slide into my DMs. I'm all about voice memos, by the way, so you might find a couple of those in your DMs if you do message me. But you also have the option to work with me. For now, apply today for my Burnout to Breakthrough bundle. You will get access to my signature program, Body Confident Blueprint. You'll have lifetime access to that course. Goes through all the foundations that we were just talking about and more when it comes to nutrition and routines and mindset, as well as one-on-one support from me. So I do Voxer message coaching, which is great because you're getting a coach in your back pocket. As far as bonuses go, there's some other things. So check out the link. It is www.jgofitlife.com/breakthrough. And I will put that in the show notes. One-on-one aspect of this is definitely a first come, first serve basis. If we have availability still, I will let you know. But you're going to be getting it at a reduced rate at this point for $222. And it is definitely something that I'm really excited about because I'm able to support you with the foundations of the course, but also give you one-on-one support because, like I said, everyone's at a different place on their journey, and I want to be able to support you where you're at and beyond. So put yourself out there, take the leap, and I will see you guys on the next episode.